Hey there, it's Riley. It's been a while since I recorded a video, and a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I hit 4 years on T, so I thought I'd do a little update and just talk about my life in general. Um, it's weird that it's been 4 years, but also it's felt like 4 years. That doesn't make any sense, but I guess what I'm saying is it's not something that I really think about anymore. It's definitely not a month to month progression. And I'd say even in the last 2 years, I haven't necessarily noticed anything that felt profound enough to record a video about, which is why I'm kind of not really on YouTube much anymore. Um, my top surgery was huge for me, and that changed my life. But with the hormones, things are kind of about the same like they were. I sometimes feel like maybe my facial hair is getting a little less patchy, but I think they say that you cap out around 3 to 5 years, so maybe I'll give myself another year to see where my facial hair growth goes. But beyond that, I feel like I haven't made a whole lot of changes. The thing that transition wise I've been focusing on recently is potentially getting a hysterectomy. I've had a lot of bleeding probably the last 2 years. When I first started T, my period went away completely. And I can't remember exactly when, but I think it was in that first year I was having some spotting, and the last 2 years, it just kind of depends month by month what it is, or maybe there'll be a few months that I don't have it, and then it comes back and I get it every week. It's kind of all over the place. And it sucks. It's awful. It's awful. I hate it so much because what guy wants to be on their period? It's really dysphoric. So I saw a doctor back in like April of last year, and didn't really do anything about it. But then I saw another doctor who's highly recommended here in Kansas City, Dr. Gray, in December, and they just did an exam. They did an ultrasound to make sure everything was good, which it is. So besides the bleeding, the main thing that I've had an issue with is sometimes I've had some cramping, and again, it's kind of weird. It's random. Like, I haven't had any of the cramping in the last couple months, but in September and October, while I was sleeping in the middle of the night, I'd wake up and I'd be in a lot of pain. Sometimes I would have pain after I had sex as well. So that got me really freaked out, but I haven't really experienced that since then. So yeah, anyway, everything is checking out fine. What they're thinking about doing is having me do like a 10-day take estrogen for 10 days to see if that will help. To me, it seems kind of like a temporary fix. I don't see how 10 days of estrogen is going to keep me from bleeding the rest of my life, because at this point, it doesn't seem like something that's going to go away. For a long time, I was on Depo, and when I say a long time, I don't know, it was like a year and a half maybe. And so I was on the Depo shot, which you get once every 3 months, and I was doing that partially for the birth control, because I was sleeping with men more, and also it's supposed to help regulate bleeding. But I guess one of the side effects is that it makes you bleed more, so I don't really know, but that's what my doctor at the time said to use. So I was regularly getting that shot every 3 months, but then back in September, I got an injection, and my arm got all purple and swelled up, and it was immediate. As soon as they gave me the shot, it was burning, and I don't know why I didn't at the time just tell the nurse, oh my god, my arm's on fire. But I went home, and then I really freaked out and had a panic attack, and I ended up going to the emergency room the next day just make sure I was okay, because it was gross looking, and it was so painful to move. I mean, I could not move my arm at all. Also, I think it was my right arm, not my left, because I remember it being my dominant hand. But I had to take off work one day and I don't ever take off work, because I literally could not move my arm, and I'm a teacher, and I figured that was going to be very difficult to not be able to move my arm. So anyway, they kind of said like you might be allergic to the Depo shot, so I haven't done that since, and I haven't noticed it really changed my bleeding or anything at all. But now, again, they're thinking about the estrogen, and if that doesn't work, having a hysterectomy. And I feel like a lot of times I want to have a hysterectomy, especially when I'm having the bleeding happening. But I guess I get nervous to make any long-term, permanent effects or permanent changes to my body. It's not, of course, like those organs are not something that I identify with or want. But I guess on the off chance that like later in life there's some kind of issue because I don't have them, or I have to keep taking, hormones the rest of my life. But I know there's an option where you can keep an ovary. But then if you keep an ovary, you have risk of ovarian cancer. And I've heard also different things about what testosterone does to your body if you keep those. So I guess I'm leaning towards hysterectomy at this point. Gonna try the estrogen, even though it sounds terrible. But if I do it, it will not be probably until the summer, because you have to take 6 weeks off, and I'm not trying to take 6 weeks off in the middle of the school year when I have summer break. So that seems kind of like the right time, even though I wouldn't want to be, not able to do stuff in the summer. But I'm gonna end this video before I go too much on a rant, but that's pretty much where I'm at with my transition. Everything is good, like passing wise, and don't really ever have issues with misgendering or really any of the issues I had within the first year or so. So it's exciting to just be me, to have less questions, to have less problems, just I guess in the outside world. So things are good, and I'm excited. I'm 4 years on T. So thanks for listening. Bye.